All right, we're in post show. And just as a heads up, I'm going to yell about Hillary Clinton some more. So.
Ha! Not sex box. Deal with it.
No, we're talking about sex bots first. and then I'm yelling more. And, like, please yell at me. I'm open to...
I'm going to talk very calmly and rationally to you.
The fuck you are. Okay.
I'm going to bring you down to a more rational level.
It's going to be just stern.
By lowering my voice. Lulling you into it.
Totally street epistemology, my ass, Red. Come on. All right. So, first, sex robots. And I want to get everyone's opinion on... oh, shit. I hope this is going to work. So Neil deGrasse Tyson was on some I don't even.
Oh, he was on the late show with that fat guy that does carpool karaoke.
He didn't look like a fat
James
guy,
Gordon.
Okay.
James, yeah, that guy. Yeah.
All right, so he was on there.
Well, he's fat for a late night host. Most of them are pretty svelte and kind of put together. But yeah.
Fat shamer.
All right, so
hey, I can say that I'm fat too.
So Adam Sandberg was on the show also and asked him a question about sex robots, and I was like, oh God, Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about sex robots. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, he asked him like 3 questions, and he only answered 2 of them.
Did he? I didn't even notice. Yeah. But I was like so excited about the sex robot thing, so I've like edited it down to just the sex robot thing. Here's what Neil deGrasse Tyson had to say about that.
Well, did you have the question that he asked?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I'm a professional.
Just making sure. You sound like you just got the end of it.
I'm excited. I've done it professionally. Hang on.
Is there anything you'd love to ask Neil that you can ask him now?
Oh my goodness. Off the top of my head, if you have sex with a robot, does it count as cheating?
If you have sex with a robot, does it count as cheating?
Yeah.
I think, now I'm not an expert on this, but if you have sex with a robot that does not look like your wife or your girlfriend, then yes, it's cheating.
Mm-hmm. Wow, interesting distinction.
Yeah. If they look like your loved one, then it's just until they get home.
Right.
Right. But otherwise, yeah, you're cheating.
Because you could argue like, I thought it was you. Is that why?
Yeah, that's an out. Yeah, that's
okay.
an out.
I'm not interested in this at all.
It's an abstract question.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So,
although, what would an astrophysicist know about sex robots anyway?
Well, he says that, though. He says that. But, I mean, he's a smart guy. So, I mean, I have to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, at least he's a smart guy. And he's at least as smart as we are. So, his opinion is at least as good as where we are.
I like that was Andy Samberg's question, too. He's like...
Well, there were 2 other ones.
Yeah, there were 3 questions. We only took
it was actually well edited. He cut out you can even tell he had 3 questions in there.
Okay, thank you. I'm a professional. I was what I was trying to tell you. Okay, I have a very distinct opinion about what would make having sex with a sex robot cheating and what would not. What do you guys think?
I personally disagree with Neil deGrasse Tyson on
this.
I
do too.
I think he's way out of his depth on this.
Anyone want to agree with him?
No, why?
and well, here's my point of contention. It's like, when does a sex robot stop becoming a sex robot and is just a sex toy? So, like, if you look at, like...
Sentience.
Well, like, if you... so it has to be a sentient robot in order for it to be a sex robot. Because that's not really my definition of a sex robot.
Yeah. You just want an orifice, and
basically, that says "I love you," and I can cry into its bosom. That's really what I'm looking for in a sex robot.
We know way too much about Rev. Way too much. Is just all I'm saying.
Okay, so I mean, let's separate the things, because does anyone think that a woman having
it's a vibrating dildo. Is that a sex robot?
Someone with a vibrator, is that cheating?
No,
obviously.
No, I don't think anyone would think that.
Is a fleshlight. Is that cheating?
I dated someone who did, but that's a different story.
Why is suddenly everything quiet? Okay, I do not have trouble. Actually, I've heard other people say that, where people were jealous of dildos or vibrators.
But like, obviously that relationship didn't work out. But like, how does that even function as it's like how I don't even know how that it could even be a relationship. It's so foreign that I can't masturbate. What?
Butterfoot in the chat room says, if your spouse is okay with your sex bot, then it isn't cheating. I agree with that.
I think even if your spouse doesn't like if it's your vibrator or your fleshlight or whatever,
but that's not a sex
who gives
robot.
a shit what the
A
fuck?
sex robot is a dildo. It's a vibrator.
It
just is. It's a tool for
with
getting
more
yourself
arms and
off.
legs. That's all it is.
Exactly.
It's like a fleshlight with more body parts.
Yeah, basically. Like, a body doesn't... Like, would you consider... Okay, here's one. A dead body. Fucking a dead body. Would that be cheating?
It could be. Well, no, that's a good question. Actually, wow, this no, seriously, you just blew my mind.
But like,
Does
even,
anyone have-
even if they're dead, isn't there still some like neurons firing?
How many neurons have to fire? Why is
Yeah.
the
What if you stick your dick in a tree? Is that cheating?
Are you telling us that you're a dendrophiliac?
Well, I mean, it's.
I love that you knew the name for that. Jesus.
wow? No, but I think you're right. You just blew my mind, Stevens. You
Fucking
blew my
tree hugger.
mind. Like I can go out and have sex with a woman, and that's cheating. But if I strangle her to death first, I think it's okay.
Well, as far as cheating is concerned,
This
it's
is like
not.
loophole, baby!
It's like it's not cheating if it's in a different zip code, and it's not cheating if you kill her first.
I feel like this is true. I feel like this is true. Wow.
I feel like if it's not sentient, it doesn't have feelings,
Right.
it doesn't have emotions.
Yeah,
if it did?
If the sex robot was sentient, then yeah, for sure it's cheating.
Yeah, then it's cheating.
You
Definitely.
could form an emotional bond
Well,
with it.
If
you know,
it's a
and
clone,
But
a
people-
clone is going to have thoughts and feelings and
because
emotions
that's really
and
what
sentience.
the problem with cheating is that people don't
People
want.
form emotional bonds with their dildos and stuff, you know. So
And their body pillows. And,
and
their...
their
anyone-
sex robots.
Has anyone named their dildo?
No.
Reb?
Well, I don't have a dildo.
Your fleshlight.
No.
Rebecca or
No, I
no.
don't name it.
No. Okay.
I mean, I'm sure it had like whatever the model's name was. That I'm sure that's what it's named, but I haven't personally named it.
It's a really interesting question, though. It's much more interesting than I thought it was. And Stevens, you like broadened my horizons. I'm just gonna strangle one
There
first.
you go. There you go.
If I'm answering the question seriously, it all depends on what agreements you have with your
Yes.
spouse.
Yes. That
If
is the
you're-
serious answer.
Same thing with masturbation. If your spouse doesn't like you doing it and you do it anyhow, you're technically cheating outside bonds of that. If
Well,
you
if you've
agreed
agreed
to it,
to
if you
it.
agreed to it,
Yeah.
yeah. If you didn't agree to it, then you have relationship problems. But if you agreed that like I'm not going to masturbate or I'm not going to use a dildo or I'm not going to use a sex robot, then yeah, if you do it, then yeah, it's a cheat. You cheated. Yeah.
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 It's kind of the same thing. If you are in a polyamorous relationship and you decide, I'm fine with my partner having sex with a sentient robot, it's not cheating if everyone's cool with it.
Yeah.
The thing is just being ethical about your relationships and making your partners aware of.
The dead bodies that you're fucking.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I strangled her myself, but she was dead and I had sex with her.
Like, if it's not sentient, it's just a tool.
Yeah.
It is a means to an end.
And
You're
sometimes
just a
when it
tool.
is sentient, it is just a tool too.
Yes, we've all been there.
Do you feel like the question was... So we all agree that Neil deGrasse Tyson was wrong
Yes.
and that sex robots are awesome. And we can't wait till they become a commercialized product that we can all indulge in.
We are smarter than Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's what we're saying.
Pretty much.
Yes, absolutely.
Chat room.
He
do
says
screen.
stupid shit all the time. So
Does he? Like what?
on Twitter. What was that one thing that people really got onto him about? It was about sex too.
Mm.
I have no idea.
I don't have Google right
Yeah,
now.
I can't think of...
Well, I assume he's like a sexless
Definitive.
nerd, really, right? So, I mean, what is he...
I mean, he's married.
Oh, that's right. He's married.
He has children, right?
I have no... Actually, I haven't... I know very little about his personal life.
The worst.
Can we talk about Hillary Clinton again before we leave?
What would you like to talk about, Hillary Clinton?
Okay, I want to talk about her incremental shit.
Okay.
Because this is why I didn't vote for her in 2008 and why I won't vote for her in 2016.
Did you vote for Obama in 2008?
Um,
Because isn't he also an incremental kind of guy, too?
well, here's the thing. So why are you showing this to me? Read that.
Scientists went
Neil-
nuts on him. over
Neil
that.
deGrasse Tyson said what now?
if there were ever a species for whom sex hurt, it surely went extinct long ago.
Well,
Oh, but I've heard cats have sex, so I assume.
well, maybe they're all like S&M bondage kind of cats.
Could be.
But I mean, I don't know. It almost kind of makes sense. I mean, like if sex is really bad and horrible and you hate it,
But there's other, I
like
don't
why
know.
would you reproduce?
There are species where it's not.
Well, a lot of them, it's not a pleasure thing. So I mean, it's like she's gonna kill me afterwards, but I still got laid. You know.
All right,
Or
so
before.
going back to Hillary Clinton, and Ince Mike is disagreeing with you, although I won't disagree with you quite so much. Ince Mike says, nah, Obama has gone all in on lots of issues. It took him a little while, but he gives no re-election fucks anymore. Eventually he went all in on gay rights.
But
His
politics
Justice
still-
Department is all in on trans rights. And I agree that he was largely an incremental...
But politics trumped his positions until he wasn't up for re-election anymore.
Yes. No, I agree.
And
I
I
agree.
think you're going to find the
but
same.
that's not what he
gonna be
ran
same-
on. That's not what he ran on.
I mean, he ran on hope and change.
Yes.
I mean,
and did we get any of that? I don't really feel like we did.
I mean, I doubt he's gonna be like, oh, I'm for a little bit of hope and change. You know, it's just
Okay,
a
but
slogan. You know,
in
He
2008,
hopes there'll be a little bit of change.
I like that. Actually, but in 2008, he was running on hope and change. And what Hillary was saying is exactly what she was saying this year against Bernie Sanders, which is, you know, oh, the heavens are going to open up. And if we just want to do this and this and this, it'll just all happen. It'll be wonderful. And what we should really do is just small baby steps and not try and do too many progressive things and not try to give too many people rights. Like, we don't want to give like trans
Bernie
people rights
was
too
the-
fast.
well, Bernie was the open up the heavens of change, right? And then Hillary was the increment, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
No, but that was the same thing in 2008.
But isn't that
with Barack Obama.
reality though? I mean,
No. But here's the
That
thing.
is the real.
I mean,
No. Whoa. Because here's my argument, is that in 2008 we had a populist candidate in Barack Obama who was saying we need to do X, Y, and Z. We need to have the public option. We need to have blah blah blah.
I get it. You
And-
like to be lied to.
No.
Oh, okay.
Look, if I walk into, okay, let me give you an analogy. You walk into a car dealership, and you have two options. You want to buy a Tesla. You walk into the Tesla. They're not gonna. I don't think they bargain with you. But we'll just pretend it because I know how much they.
It's place of
cost.
bargains with
So,
Teslas. Okay.
like, you want to buy a Sportster, whatever the fuck they call those things. Those are $100,000 cars. And you walk in and you say, I want this car for $80,000. And the person after you walks in and says, you know what? That's like Pollyanna. That's never going to happen. You're not going to get a Tesla Roadster for $80,000. It's going to cost you more like $100,000. So let's just ask for $95,000 and see where that gets us. This is the decision, because politics is about bargaining. And if you
Well, not so much
bargain,
these days.
no, it is.
Oh.
It still is. And if you bargain from, I want single payer, and come down from there, you're going to get a lot more than if you bargain from.
Isn't that what Obama
well,
did?
No.
He had single payer in there, and then he
No,
had
no,
to
no.
take it out.
Right. Democrats
So
made him do
he
that.
did exactly what you.
Okay, but like, but we're talking about, and he was the hope and change guy. He was the populist guy. That's what I'm saying, is that he wanted to start way over here, and Hillary Clinton was like, oh, he's the Messiah, and like, oh, the heavens are going to open, and we're going to do blah, blah, blah. No, you start, and you fucking pay attention, because you should be arguing with me, Stevens. You're the one who needs to be arguing with me. Hillary Clinton was like, let's not ask for so much because we're not going to get it. So let's ask for a little and hope we get that. But what you're going to get is like half than that. Where if you ask for all of this, if you start with single payer, then yeah, maybe you get Obamacare.
I think the more apt metaphor, if we're going to use this car salesman analogy,
is bend over and take it.
No. What it is you have this car. It has flaws, and you have a car salesman, do you want the car salesman guy to be like, this is the best car, no flaws, totally not a lemon, the greatest thing ever? Or do you want him to be like, well, the brakes are kind of fucked, scratch
Are
paint.
you voting
so-
for Trump?
No,
Okay.
but I'm saying, but Hillary is just kind of where you can't. That's just not the way government functions, especially not at the big level. You know, if you're at a local level, yeah, you can make those kinds of big changes in your city, but at a federal level, it just isn't going to happen. It never has, and it never will, unfortunately.
But you don't make big changes by saying, you know, if LBJ,
I get the bargaining
if LBJ
part, yeah.
came in and said, you know, instead of civil rights, maybe we just make lunch counters, you know, integrated, and we'll leave like the buses and the water fountains. Let's be incremental about it, and we'll get there eventually. Because we're not going to get all of it. We're just going to get. Maybe we can get the lunch counters.
Well, I get
That's what Hillary Clinton is doing.
Well,
and if Hillary Clinton had been president in the '60s, we would have none of this shit.
I'm sure Hillary knows how to bargain things.
How?
I mean, that's just that was like her job in the State Department is to barter these kinds.
What did she bargain? Give me an example.
I don't know what the fuck.
Okay, these are making it up.
But the thing
If
is,
they don't work with her, just knock them off.
But the thing is, I'm sure
I
she.
love how you just went total conspiracy theory on
But
this.
I'm sure she knows how to do those things. I'm sure she's familiar with, like, you start high and you work down. But like, it feels like during the campaign she's letting you know, like, here's what we can realistically hope for and what we're going for. And when we get to the bargaining table, we'll shoot high, but we're gonna have to.
That's
work
not
our
what
way
she's
down.
saying, though. That's not what she's saying. That's not what she wants to do.
Yeah, that's not what she's saying.
What she's saying is let's start closer together and bargain from there, which is stupid. I mean, Donald Trump knows that's stupid, and he's stupid.
But it almost sounds like Donald Trump with the whole ISIS plan. Like, you're telling them your whole plan already. Now they're gonna know. You know, it's like she's not telling them her whole bargaining plan for how to get different social justice things pushed through the quagmire of government. It sounds like she's just being more honest about how government functions.
Right. But that's not how you bargain. That's not how you bargain. You don't walk
It's not
into
inspiring, sure.
You don't walk into the car dealership and say, I know I'm not getting this car for $15,000. I'm going to get it for like $20,000. You walk in and say, I'm getting this car for $15,000, and then you accept $20,000. You don't walk in and say, I know I'm going to get it for $24,000. So
Right,
I'm
but
going to say $24,000. And
she's not bargaining with Republicans right now. She's campaigning.
That's what I mean. Like,
It's two different things right now.
Is she actually just trying to appeal to the center?
Yeah. She's trying to get the largest...
Which is the shit
But
that
then
we don't like.
She's
anyway.
not going to move to the left after she gets power. She's going to
Right.
continue to do that.
Right, and that's kind of one of the problems I have. It's like, if you campaign for low standards, no one's going to hold you to higher standards.
Yes.
And I totally get that, and that really blows. She should be more about, like, you were going to go full on all the way to the left, but, you know.
Heather in the
That's
chat
not
room
happening.
says she can see the vein in my head and her stream is on low resolution. So, yeah.
With any luck, he'll have a stroke tonight.
Like I said, I have
Would anyone...
myriad problems with Hillary. And my biggest problem is the fact that she doesn't really stand for anything. She more is just, I'm not Trump.
She's a politician.
I am for everything that we're doing right now. I don't really want to change too much. I just want to keep moving forward with what we got. Which is a better position than Trump's.
Dude,
So-
like, my hamster has a better position than Donald Trump. What I'm saying is that I'm not interested in that. I'm an idealist. I don't want to say, you know, transgender community, you're just going to have to wait a while because we're, like, doing real adult work and you just have to wait. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in working for that. I'm not interested in supporting that. I'm interested in saying, you know what? All people deserve equal rights. All people deserve...
Has she put forward that kind of idea, though?
All people deserve health care, like real fucking health care. I personally believe that college education should be a right every bit as much as high school education. And I not only do I think it's a right, but I feel like
But she hasn't actually gone and said,
Yes.
trans people, you're just going to have to wait your turn way down the line. Has she said that? I'm not aware of that. That if she has said that, then oh my goodness.
can you Can you?
Like, I can't think of a quote where she said, "I love trans people. I'm going to fight for their rights every step of the way."
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But she hasn't.
Didn't something happen? Something happened.
But I can't recall any quote where she's like, trans people, you're just going to have to. We got a lot of other issues to deal with, and
I'm
just
just
your
saying
thing
this
isn't as important to me. Like, had she said that, then like, wow.
Okay,
but,
so
you know.
according to transadvocate.com, I'm just doing really quick things. In case you missed it, Hillary Clinton can't even say transgender.
Right, but so much so that she hasn't said anything for or against it. I assume, right? She hasn't even brought up the issue.
If you're not for it, then again,
She has no opinion on it right now. Which, listen, I don't see her going backwards.
Spike in our chat room, who's our expert, says she has not even openly addressed trans rights. As far as I know, that's the case.
Right, and I'm
googling right now, and I see nothing.
I would appreciate a better candidate. I totally get you on
That's
that.
all I'm saying is that this is not.
But unfortunately,
No. But I can give. Okay, so
unfortunately, our better candidate didn't win. That's just the reality.
No,
of the
I know.
situation.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not supporting a shit candidate just because that's the one we have. Because I live in Texas and I don't have to.
I'm not going out of my way to shield for her or anything. I'm just saying there are some arguments I think that are not completely accurate as to the demeanor of her character.
With respect to his miscounting, Put-a-Foot in the chat room says the word transgender is hard to say because it's like 4 syllables. So,
well, yeah, I mean, until recently, people weren't sure whether to say transgendered or transgender or trans or
sure,
and all the different ways that people have referred to trans people over time. So, I think it's concerning that she hasn't made any statements on it. I would appreciate it if she did.
It's on her website. It's an issue on her website.
What does it say?
It says, protect transgender rights. Hillary will work to protect transgender individuals from violence, make it easier for transgender Americans to change their gender marker on identification documents, and invest in law enforcement training focused on fair and impartial policing, including in interactions with LGBT people.
That seems very incremental because none of those things are the things that I think are the major issues, which would be access to restrooms. Any restrooms.
Well, there's only one state right now that's doing that, right?
And access to not being fired or being put out of their apartments and homes.
Wasn't it technically already covered by? Because I figure if someone actually takes that to the Supreme Court, they're probably gonna lose, won't they? From the way I understand it, I mean, if someone kicks you out of your apartment because you're a transgender person, if you go to the Supreme Court on that, the person that kicked you out is going to lose.
No. Why would they lose?
I figured that would be gender discrimination.
No, because you can argue that that's not their gender. Because we're doing incremental change.
Well, whether
like
you
Hillary
think
Clinton
whether you think they're a guy but they're a girl, but so on and so forth, it's still gender discrimination, no matter how you.
You don't think that you could, especially with a guy like who's the dead asshole? In Spike in the chat room says no, Reb, it's not solid law.
Yeah,
it's not a protected class. Yes, and if you
I agree, it's not solid law.
And
But
I'm
I
just
think
saying,
if it went to the Supreme Court, I think it would become though.
You put a trans woman in a courtroom who has a penis, and you are telling me that who is the fucking guy who's dead? What? The guy that I smothered to death with a pillow in the Texas hotel room?
The Supreme Court judge, Antonin Scalia.
Scalia. Yeah, that's the guy I killed. You can't tell me that he wouldn't look at a trans woman who has a penis and say, oh yeah, you're a woman and that's gender discrimination. No, of course he's going to say that.
Well, I mean, here's a tweet from her a year ago saying, transgender people deserve respect, safety, and equal treatment everywhere. Good move by the TSA, because the TSA dropped the anomaly for transgender passengers.
It's like, so there's one state that's doing the bathroom thing. I think if, like I said, it's not, you're absolutely right, it's not solid case law for transgender rights as far as sexual identity goes, but I'm pretty sure, especially with the Supreme Court, once, Hillary becomes president, she puts her own liberal judge on there, for sure, when it goes to the Supreme Court, which one day it'll go in favor of trans. Like I said, you're absolutely right. It's not solid case law right now.
I would not assume that.
I would assume it depends on what the Supreme Court.
Like I said, it depends on who
has.
wins this goddamn election. And if it's
Basically.
Trump,
Yeah.
we're fucked. And if it's Hillary, we're not.
Maybe.
Well, what kind of judge do you think she's going to put in there? Come on now.
Well, we'll just talk about, like, is it Kennedy who was appointed by Bush? I think it is. And he's frequently a swing vote for the left. So,
Yeah.
especially if you are a centrist or a right of center candidate, the kinds of people like the disaster that Obama has nominated.
Well, I think he did that more for political purposes. I don't
Yeah,
think he
but
ever
you don't think that
expected
he would
that-
be on the bench right now if the Republicans were like, oh shit.
Oh, he
this
wouldn't put
guy's
that
like-
guy forward if he thought there was
That
any
guy
chance
would
that
be
that guy would.
Kennedy. That guy would be Kennedy swinging to the right
But
just
he
as much
knew
as
that-
he's going to swing to the left.
He knew the Republicans weren't going to pass him, though.
And if you don't
he
know-
did it just so
Oh,
he could get his
bullshit.
sound bites. Where like,
Bullshit.
I'm trying to make a full Supreme Court. Now the Republicans
Is
are
that
being
the-
assholes about
That's
it.
the problem with Democrats is they go both ways.
That's not what I said.
So,
but
Are you biphobic?
everyone knew that guy was not going to become a Supreme Court judge. It was just so the Democrats could get sound bites of Republicans saying, we're not going to pass anything that Obama
It was
does.
like, here's a reasonable
Yeah, here's a guy that you guys once liked, and I'm
Yeah.
going to put him
do you
forward,
think,
and now
do
you
you think
guys
he
are
would
going
have
to...
pulled her? Would he have pulled that guy had they said, "Oh, okay, yeah, cool"?
No, he wouldn't have put that guy
No,
forward.
no, that guy would. No, that guy would have been on the Supreme Court right now if the Republicans had said, "Oh yeah, that's the guy we
Well,
wanted."
yeah. If he said if that
Yeah, yeah.
happened,
And
but
it'll be a
everybody knew
disaster.
that. But everybody knew that wasn't going to happen. It was they were all playing politics
No,
ball.
we did not know that was going to happen.
Everybody fucking
Everyone
knew that.
was
No.
going to happen.
Everybody fucking knew
That's
that
why
was
they
not
put
gonna
it
happen.
forward was because it was reasonable.
No,
and this
that-
is what.
No,
this is what
Obama did
Obama's
it because
been doing-
Obama did something reasonable, and then the people.
This is what
fucking knew
Obama
that
did from the
Republicans were
beginning.
Unreasonable.
Obama has been doing this from the beginning, is thinking that he can reason with these people.
Exactly.
He did it.
He knew
gave.
they were gonna be unreasonable.
No, he did
That's why
not.
did a reasonable thing.
No, he did not. This is what he did with the This is what he did with the bailout. What he did was, we're gonna pull all this stuff out. We're gonna put these ridiculous fucking non-stimulative tax breaks that the Republicans want in here, thinking, they're going to vote for it now because we gave them these things, and no one voted for it. He said, we're going to get rid of the public option and just have Obamacare because then Republicans will vote for it. Some Republicans will vote for it, and none of them voted for it.
You're supporting
he
my
did the
argument.
same thing here.
You are literally supporting my
No!
argument. He knew the
keeps
Republicans.
trying to get their votes,
No.
and he won't get them.
He knew the
He's
Republicans.
done it for 8 years.
He knew the Republicans weren't going to put that guy on the Supreme Court. That's why
Yes,
he put him
he
forward.
did. He thought totally they would.
No, everybody, including Obama, knew that they were going to. He even talked about it, saying, I know they're not going to do it, but we know that the
Where did he
Republicans.
say that?
The Republicans liked the guy, and he knew that they weren't going to do it just because he's a black president, and they weren't going to do anything that he was going to do. He's done this for 8 years. He's not dumb. Come on now.
He is dumb. He's been doing it for 8 years, and he's still doing it.
Well, that's why I decided to become King Obama and start doing executive orders more.
We'll see you guys next week, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central. Maybe. Well, the Facebook page, go do it. Love you guys. Peace.
Run.
Bye.
Oh, Jesus.
You totally supported my argument.